Hello everyone and welcome back to another video on the channel. I was browsing eBay the other day and ended up on a couple of listings which piqued my interest. One of them being a Dell Poweredge R510 being listed for 99 euros. But hear me out, it wasn't originally in the market for a server this old, but I decided to go for it since it was pretty cheap and affordable. And as a big bonus, has all the bays, is a dual socket system, and is a rack server with rack rails, which is pretty uncommon to find on eBay for especially this price with free shipping. So I jumped for that offer, seeing as I had a rack server previously which then later ended up breaking and I had to give it back to the friend that I originally got it from, and that thing didn't even have the rails once I got it. The server itself was sold as a bare bones system with no RAM, no hard drives, and just the dual PSUs along with dual Xeon E5 640s with 4 cores and 4 threads per CPU, forming a total of 8 cores and 8 threads. In this video, we are going to be setting it up and installing it into my rack, and I might even give you guys a little rack tour, and there are some problems along the way that needed solving, which I decided to do later. So if you want to join the journey, then let's go.
You're watching BZG TV.
It's finally happened. I know people of the internet are gonna be stoked by what just happened. Today, after paying 99 bucks for this, I got my first rack server. This, my friends, is I think a Dell Poweredge. What is it? A Dell Poweredge something. It's a 510, I think, if I remember correctly. It's an R510. It's not focusing. There we go. R510. And I even got the Allen key for the front here, but I won't lock the front on, and I still need to clean it up a bit. You can just see how dirty this is. You can see how dirty it was. I actually already took it out to the balcony to clean it, but let's go ahead and we're gonna remove all the bays. Let's clean these guys up. But that's very cool that this has all bays. They're all mostly toolless, so we can clean them up. I'm not gonna turn the server on with the bays right away. These bays are worth like, I don't know how much alone, so. But this is an actual like powerhouse. This is 1366 Intel generation CPUs, but that doesn't really matter to me too much, as it will just go in my rack, which is behind me. I know you can't see it right now, but I need to put this stuff away. Now you can see I'm sitting on the floor. I have to. So there we go. We'll remove all these bays and I'm gonna get these nice and cleaned up. So let's now clean up the bays. I'm gonna just probably do a fast forward, but I need to pick these all up, so I'm gonna pick them off the ground. We'll go the dirty pile and the clean pile. Now while they're not this bad, but you can kind of see how bad they actually are when you look at this, how dusty they are. I want to clean them up before using them. It's just something that I feel like doing. I don't know where this server came from. All I know is that it's been used and had, I think, 50 or 80 gig drives. Now this will be fun if it works. Now I know the server is working. They have validated it in testing. Probably didn't swap thermal paste, so that's going to be a thing that we might do. But let's go ahead and now begin the cleaning. So here we go. I put them on top of each other. While they might not be 100% clean, and the fans, by the way, from what I was able to check, we'll look in this in a sec, but from what I was able to do, this is like, these are proper like metal bays. These are not plastic nonsense, and these are like Dell's awesome bays, if you get what I mean. Now of course these Poweredge bays alone, like finding one with all 8 bays inside, that's rare. Like every server that I saw on eBay with these types of bays was like either empty or missing them completely. So I was like, nah, gonna wait for one, and I found the listing, 99 bucks, and yeah, so let's go ahead and we'll put these back in. Alright, so the bays are now back in, and let's go ahead and look what's inside. So I'm gonna try to do this one-handed, even though it's somewhat difficult, but it should be doable. Oh wait, no, I have to put it down. Okay, this is what the insides look like. We have the a ton of fans. These are, I guess, like, I would say 60 millimeter. They don't look like 80 millimeters to me, so these will get a little noisy in a sec. As you can see, it's still not 100% clean. I can't clean out everything. I only went in with a blower and blew some of the dust out that was on here, but from what I know, Dell is in fact pretty good with this type of stuff, and I have to admit, like, looking at this Dell Poweredge, it already speaks my language, I swear to God. Dell, you really have something going in your server space. Now, while I can unhook the fans, the server isn't gonna like that. Upper, wow, these are sharp, so these will definitely be loud, I know that much. But anyways, so let's put this back in. To see where they're plugged in. I don't want to ruin this. Before we turn it on, I have to confess something. So with this 3066 system, right, there is a little bit of a thing going on. We have dual CPUs. Now, I can see that this server was populated, I guess, completely to the brim. Somebody did something with it. I don't know what exactly, nor do I know how to populate this stuff first. So this is regular DDR3. Now, I guess these want ECC. I only have one ECC kit, which is the one from the PC that I covered, which is my server, or used to be my server, because this is going to be the new server. But we'll see if this will basically work with it. I'm swearing if it doesn't, we're going to have to kind of figure out why. But from what I'm able to see back here, this used to be some kind of VM host. There's a company label on it, so I guess it's probably been a VM host of some kind, which would make sense why this has 8 cores total with 6 cores per or 4 cores per CPU. This actually is a dual socket system. But as you can see here, we have a VM indicator, which means this has been inside of a data center. So it will definitely be fun to find out how loud it is in a sec. I'm a little scared because I know it's right now lunchtime when I'm filming this and I can't be too loud. So that's not how she ripped before. I guess the iDRAC probably needed to start up. I don't know what this is supposed to mean. It says MP unavailable. Is that maybe the memory profile not working? Let me quickly... I need to connect one of my things, but wow, this was loud once the fan spun to 100%. Wow, that was loud. Doing some minor research, I found out that this is just the thing which I guess says the iDRAC is unavailable. So let's turn it on again. I'll let it do its thing. We'll let it boot up. I have a feeling maybe it takes a while to start before something happens, so let's give it a sec. From what I was able to gather here, after doing some research, I did not only do AI research, but I also found the system memory thing, so I'm gonna probably print this out and keep it for future stuff, because you never know what I need to do on the server. So yeah, but what appears to have happened is you don't put these in the black slots, you put these in the white slots. You have to put them in the white ones first. So let's do that. I'm gonna, this is so satisfying. But I have to close this up, so I'm gonna put these in one slot each, and we'll see if she'll start. I won't start it when she's open, because not only air circulation, but you get the gist probably. It's just not good if you keep this thing open, and you know, I just don't want to take any chances. especially with these fans, but you'll hear how loud she gets. I will turn it on once I'm done, but iDrex says it's unavailable. But at least what is good to know is that it is supported, or it appears to be supported, even though it only means we'll have 16 gigabytes. But I guess I'm buying RDIMMs at some point if we need to go to 32, but this will probably keep 16 and run fine for many years. So back to the DIMM install we go. Let's go! Alright, so she's closed back up. This doesn't create a massive power surge in a sec. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'll just plug in one and then connect the other after. Because I kind of feel like two at once are a little extreme. Woo! Server lift off! Okay, it's not quieting down right away, I guess. Yeah, that needed to come on. Just booting. Oh! Hey, won't you look at that? We have it working! Yes! Yes! That's literally insane. What the fuck? What? Whoa. But that actually is cool. I know. It's fine. Don't worry, it's fine. So, some things are happening on screen. I don't know what it's realistically doing. It's trying to configure something. We'll have to see what it's doing. I'll have to study the server a while more, but... she boots. Thank goodness. Let's maybe do a little transition again. 3, 2, 1, boom, and now it's in the rack, so let me quickly give you the impatient version of what happened after I tried to get the rails into the rack. My rack has the nice feature of being able to adjust its width, which basically means you can adjust the depth of the rack, so how deep do you want your service to be, and stuff like that. I had to adjust it so much so that the door in front can now only be partially closed, but that's not even the worst thing. Like, the worst thing was getting those stupid rails into the rack and getting the server into the rails. That was such a nightmare. Like, I honestly wish, Dell, if you're watching this, please revise on that design if you haven't done so in future generations. But hell, that's pain. I mean, it's nice to, like, basically have a click thing that you have to click into your rails just to get it, like, holding in place and stuff. That's very cool, but, like, my rails had the problem they needed a lot of WD-40 just to be able to slide out. I don't know how old those rails are. That's not even the worst part. I had to literally remove all the cables, like all the LAN cables, all the power cables, everything from my rack, just to be able to get those stupid side things adjusted so they would fit the server rails. And honestly, that's a nightmare. Like, I had to completely re-cable manage my whole rack just to be able to get that server in. So I had to remove my network switch, I had to remove the router, I had to remove whatever else was in it. And like, I spent a whole afternoon literally re-cabling my rack. I was done at like the next morning at like exactly 12. But like, even then, like, I had network problems prior to this, and I know I'm just talking over other problems now, but I want to mention this. I had network problems all throughout that time. Like, I had thought my router had failed because we only got 80 megabits in, despite I usually get like 500. And essentially what happened was it had 80 megabits. So I checked, replugged my Fritz extender, which is, as I said, the inlet of my Homelab for the networking, replugged it, restarted, then had to restart the router a couple days later just to fix that problem. I mean, it's now good again, but I'm hoping in the future that doesn't happen again because it was a nightmare to find. But definitely, like, this whole thing was just a complete mess, but I'm happy it's over now. So let's now go back to the video.
Today, it's day 2. And in fact, I not only want to show you my server rack, but I also want to just tell you what I did yesterday. So, after getting done with the server, not being able to configure it, we essentially tried to put it into the rack. Now that came with its own set of challenges. I had to take out the whole rack cabling and redo my entire rack from scratch, because like, the server didn't really fit in. We had to kind of adjust the brackets and the rails, but it now is in and I'm very happy with it. But let's do a rack reveal since you guys haven't seen it on the channel yet. So this is what the server closet now looks like. Up here is the router we configured in the other video. It's been running great ever since. Then we have my switch. This is a Cisco Catalyst something. The model will be on screen. And then down here we have my Rackserver. This is the first of its kind. It in fact has all the bays as you already saw in the intro. I can even remove the front here. I'll turn it on in a second because I need to configure it today. I didn't get around to that yesterday because it was just getting so late. I was tired and completely like sleepy and stuff. So I didn't get around to configuring it today. So the cables essentially are pretty cleanly managed. As you can see, they go in the direction behind the rack. Some of them are back there, but down the railing you can't really see that unless we go down here. That is where they go. They essentially just go down, are tied together with some cable ties, and essentially that's kind of the clean aesthetic because I don't want this turning into spaghetti and ramp up to full tilt. It might. Maybe not. That's not bad. It's actually outright reasonable in here, like the noise. And it's gonna quiet down even more once it's initially posted, but that's actually really good. Okay.
And with that, we end today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed watching it all the way through. I know it was pretty much a long video, probably, because I'm recently trying to kind of optimize the videos so they're not as long as they usually were. So they don't, first of all, take up too much of your time, and second of all, just general things. I don't want to make too long videos anymore because I kind of want to fit into a time frame where people might actually watch. But anyways, enough of that. So if you guys liked it, hit like, maybe consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. Join the Discord, the link is down in the video description. If you have something to say, leave it down in the comments. I always read the comments after the video goes live and even later. So if you have something to say, leave it down below. And with that, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!